Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do a wall section, but first I just remembered that we forgot to do this window. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And let's go ahead and get into this wall right here. I also have to clean this up as well. So now we need to know this window height. How can we get this window height? Well, we can get that from the elevations. And let's look at what we need to find. Okay, so we need this front side. And right here. So let's go ahead and get this going. So I'm just going to use this. In fact, this was the front side, but I know all these match. Oh, wait, here's the front side. So I know all these windows match up. So I'm just going to do XL, horizontal, H, and I'm going to match this up. Because we need to know where everything's at. And so I'm going to go ahead and trim here and here. And now I'm going to draw a line here and here, offset this by 1 inch. And there you go. Let me toss this on the window layer. So I got to make sure that everything's on the right layer. So that's a sill. Okay. So here's the window sill. And here is let's see, where's it? Sill. You know what, I'm just going to put that on the sill as well. Okay, there we go. And so this is the thickness of the window pane, this is the window sill, and this is the window header. And there you go. The walls are still intact. And the reason why they're still, actually they should be broken lines. And let's do this. So I'm going to go ahead and fillet that. And, you know, some people might think, you know, well, why does that matter? Well, if you want to show this a little lighter, which I do, I am going to show this a little lighter. I could do light or medium, and I think I'm going to go with medium. And there we go. And so when that prints out, these other lines are going to print out pretty heavy, but this is going to show that this is a wall and not a section through a wall. This is a section through a wall. And so we are showing that. And since we're cutting through walls, you can actually hatch if you want. But But we're not going to do that. I just showed you, this part right here. You're actually supposed to hatch through all of these. And I want to say it might show you, it might tell you how to do that later in the chapter. It might not, but you're supposed to hatch these. And in fact, go ahead and hatch them. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's move this, and let's talk about hatch. So when you hatch, you don't want to hatch everything all at once. If it only highlights, very few things, well, that's fine. I hit the spacebar often because the hatch command is notorious for messing up things that you didn't intend to mess up. So it's saying that there's no closed boundary determined, and that's because everything is sort of off screen. So let's see. There we go. Specify the point located on the object. Okay, so I accidentally hit completely on an object. Okay. There we go. And you see I said it works funny? If you hit an object, like a line, it won't let you hatch properly. So I'm hatching, spacebar, getting in and out of the command as often as I can. Simply because it is problematic to try and hatch everything. And should you ever need to make corrections, it's good not to have everything on one single hatch. It also slows down your computer processing. So that's why I like hatching like this. Individually, and I can ensure that everything is done to how I want. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on this layer over here. I'm just going to match properties. In fact, I'll go ahead and do that right now. Match. And I'm going to do that all over, just to make sure that everything is done how I want it. Anyway. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I'll be right back. So here's another reason why you should do these hatches by themselves. So see this angle right here? I want to change that to kind of match what's going on over here. Change it to 90. You could also type in 90. And that way, some hatch patterns don't, let me delete this one. They don't get lost in like this because of the angle. And so, again, I'm just going to change this to match, and this one, you can see how over here it really loses. I'm just going to go ahead and change that to 45. And so that's why I like to hatch like that, just FYI. All right, so now if we look to exercise 6-2, you're doing a wall section. And I'm not going to go ahead and go through, every step. I'm just going to show you exactly how I would start it. So I would go here, copy all this. So CO, and let me go ahead and bring that over here. And now I would just clean things up. Let me go ahead and get rid of all these hatches. Great. Looks like, so on page 6-7, I would recreate that. Looks like there might be some shingles that you're going to need to put on. And if you turn to page 6-8, right here is where they're talking about. This is where the concrete block ends, and you're starting to have other features. And so I would go ahead and do that. Yeah, so here's like a 2x8 right here, rectangle. So right here, REC, 2x8, and so let's see, 8, tab 2. That didn't quite work out. All right, 8 inches, tab 2. There we go. So this actually should have been an 8-inch wall, and I'll have to go back and fix that. So let's do 8-inch. There we go. Let's move this over, extend all these lines. And let's go ahead and trim this. So this will have to be moved over. There we go. And I'll have to go back and fix that in this section as well. This needs to be an 8-inch wall. So 8-inch. Yeah. Move. There we go. Extend. Spacebar. There we go. Trim. Trim. Smooth this. Delete. And delete. So that needs to be an 8-inch wall. This also needs to be an 8-inch wall. So I'll go ahead and fix that later, but you get the idea. All right. So back to here. Now that this is fixed, you can start continuing. And this is supposed to be an exterior wall, so we're not going to deal with these lines. And this is why I say you just clean this stuff up. So this 2x8, it's going to be 1.5 by 7.5. And so I need to shrink this down 0.5, and this way 0.5. There we go. Alright, so this looks like it is right here in the middle. And we have a little bit on this side, a little bit on that side, and that's okay. This is where the plywood goes. So we want to go all the way up. To here. And then continue to draw. So you have the siding, and it looks like there is a little blocking that goes. Well, let me delete that. Let me copy this, and I'll go ahead and change the. All right, so there's an anchor bolt right here, and what this is again, do your best to draw this. It's a bolt that's cemented down into the actually, let's do this. Into the concrete block. So I'm going to do a fillet radius, and I'm just going to do 3 inches. Let's see what that looks like. All right, fillet radius. Let's do 2 inches. A little too much. So fillet radius. Let's do 1 inch. Nope, still too much. Let's do 1/2 inch. Fillet radius 0.5. There we go. Offset. Let's just do 0.5. And then do your best to draw a bolt. There we go. I'm just going to move that to center. There we go. And then now I'm just going to do offset point. One. And then, again, you don't have to get as detailed as I'm getting, just get relatively close. I mean, I can get more detailed if I really wanted to. Right? And, here you have a bolt. Anyway, so these are going to go into hidden lines. And Let's put that line type into hidden. There's probably another hidden one somewhere, but we'll use that for now. Let's change the scale to 5. There we go. And that's fine. So these are anchor bolts, and this anchors this frame down to this block wall. And you want that. And so that's what we're showing. Alright, looks like we might have a small block about this size. It doesn't actually say what size it is, but you can do your best. They're typical standard sizes, and so I wouldn't worry too much. Alright, so on page 6-8 you have these 5-inch exposure, and so I want to make these let's just say 0.5 tab. Let's make them 7 inches. So something like that. And I'll show you what I mean by so I'm going to rotate this. I moved this over here so I can rotate this. Reference. Control L. And it's snapping to everything but where I want it to go. So I'm just going to get it really close. Nope. Alright, so I'm going to turn off my O-snaps. Let's just do... I think I have too many on, so let's take off node. Let's turn on nearest, and let's take off tangent. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, again, I'm not going to do this entire thing. Reference. There we go. And that block might be a little too big. So let's shrink this down. Rotate. Just from here, reference, here, here. There we go. Just delete that. Let's try this again. So copy. And there we go. Still a little too big, but anyway, you get the idea. So I'm just going to shrink that block down a little bit more until I get it right, and just start layering this over and over. So actually, it's getting me It's getting the best of me, and I don't like it. I'm just teasing. Alright, let's try this again. Rotate R. There we go. I probably should just make it this size. It's getting closer. So, let's do 1/2 inch. Go. Move. Rotate. Rotate. R for reference. Go. And let's see how this goes. C. Perfect. There we go. And then I could just keep going up and up and up and up and up. Anyway, so do your best. The rest are just hatches and adding annotation. The wood trusses, you'll see. Something like this. That's 2 inches, so offset 2 inches. No, probably 1.5 inches. So offset 1.5. Yeah, it looks more like it. All right. There we go. And just draw these at a 45-degree angle. And so you can tab. Let's just draw this 5 feet. Tab to 45. There we go. And trim. And now, kind of did it the wrong way. Let me mirror that. Yes, let's delete that. So offset, and I did this 1.5, so 0.75. So offset 0.75. And trim here, 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 extend here to here. And we want to mirror this from here. And hit no, that's fine. Trim this, 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 delete this. Actually, not delete. let's mirror this. Where'd it go? Oop. Mirror this. No. And then mirror this. No. And then now we could just copy all this. Well, and keep going. You don't want to go on forever because it's not necessary. In fact, you are going to use a break line. And so let me go ahead and teach you how to make a break line. So here is one. Just offset this 8 inches. There we go. That's a good break line. And so this gets deleted. This gets trimmed. And all a break line is, it's saying that, you know, that this pattern is going to continue. And so now what I want to do is I'm going to draw a line. Where's my, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to draw like a zigzag. And I don't want that right there in the middle, so I want it the reason why I want this closer to the middle is because I'm going to put this in the middle. So watch this. Here, here, there we go. Oops. And now let me extend this. Let me mirror this. I'm going to mirror this a few times. No. Mirror. Yes. Trim here and here. Now, what I'm going to do is delete this, and I am going to trim this down to, actually let me delete that, just copy this here to here, there you go. CO, and now you have break lines. And I could have did these break lines a little closer. If I need it closer, I just use the stretch command. Yeah, maybe something like that. And there you go. And I would stretch and we don't need the names, so you know this is a wall section. I would stretch this as well. Probably just copy this and move it up. And there you go. I would show this connection as well. You will probably see that So on page 613, I would probably make a copy of this before I start doing break lines. On 613, you're going to do the entire wall. So you'll be able to see it better on page 6-13. Anyway, that's how to do the wall sections. Just do the best you can and try and look at page 6-8 and 6-9 for reference. 6-7 as well for this connection here. And I think you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So that's probably, looks like there's a 2x4 over here. So, you know, something like this up here and down here. And then it's going to show, you know, this again. So I would just copy this. Copy all this. CO space. And there you go. Probably not drop it over there. Drop it, you know, somewhere over here. So you get the idea. So I could just move this over here. There you go. This is how you do a wall section really quickly. This will be a little bit more intricate. This connection right here, you'll see that on page 6-9. And so go ahead and give it a shot. But this section is relatively easy. You know, just do the one section. You don't have to do the second one. But do the details. Do the wall section and the stairs section. Show the stairs from the mudroom to the unfinished basement. Go ahead and do that one. And go ahead and do the stair detail. Alrighty, that's it.